All right, this is the studio right now because it needs to be. So, the Jets, they're one game away from being on a winning streak. They beat the Cleveland Browns, another playoff team, Cleveland Browns, potential. They actually have a chance now of getting knocked out of the playoffs. But they beat another team that are currently in the AFC playoffs. So I understand. One, I want to start off with the Jets. Frank Gore surpassed 16,000 career yards, third player ever. Good for him. Sam Darnold threw 2 touchdowns, didn't turn the ball over, only completed 50% of his passes. Crowder had a good game. Good for the Jets. They officially locked up the first overall pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So now it seems like Sam Darnold might be their guy because, again, I've said it before, I don't think Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, any of these guys, Mac Jones, are better than Sam Darnold currently is. So I would just stick with Sam Darnold. He's still like 23 years old. And you know what? Put a good coach around him, not Adam Gase. Hopefully this doesn't make the Jets think that Adam Gase can be a successful coach in the NFL, because it ain't going to happen. He can't be a successful head coach, so you still fire him. I don't care if he wins 3 in a row. You fire him, you move on. You have Joe Douglas, great general manager, seems to be. You get Adam Gase out of there, you get a new coach. I want to talk about the Cleveland Browns. So I'm going to say it right off the bat, Baker Mayfield did not have a good game. And I know I'm going to get the comments, hey, he had all of his receivers were on the COVID reserve list. He was thrown to a bunch of practice squad guys, which makes it even worse. I've come on this channel when I did the video about Baker Mayfield, the fact that I don't think that he could be the guy and lead you to a Super Bowl. I said, and in any Browns game I've seen since, or just in general, I said, the Browns have a very good running game. You have Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb. You need to hand them the ball. They carried it a combined 13 times. So I don't know if this was a Stefanski thing. I don't know if Baker was changing plays at the line, but literally you have all your stud receivers out. Jarvis Landry, out. Higgins, out. They're all out. The guys that I've saw in the box score, I did not know who they were outside of the tight ends. I did not know who they were. So all these guys are out, and you think logically that the best scenario, the best route is to throw it 50 sometimes and not run it, hand it to your 2 stud running backs a combined 13 times. You think that that's the best way to go. I get it. The Jets stink, but they did win last week against a good Rams team. You're missing a bunch of guys, and you decide to throw it 50 sometimes. You're missing all of your receivers. I was playing receiver for you, and you throw it 50 sometimes. It does not make sense. I thought Kevin Stefanski was a good coach, but this now makes me question everything about him because, and I get it, I might get some comments, well, hey, they got down big early. You're down 20-3 in the first half. I think that was it, 20-3 to the New York Jets. It wasn't the Kansas City Chiefs. You didn't need to abandon the run. The New York Jets are literally one of the worst offenses in the NFL. So 20-3 is like being down 3 points. It's like being down 6-3. You do not abandon the run, especially when your team is built on running the ball and then working off the run. So coaching, this was a terrible game plan. I don't know if this was supposed to be their game plan, and they switched when they got down 23. They panicked, but this was awful. And now the Cleveland Browns, they had a chance before this game. They were looking at potentially winning the AFC North, and now they are fighting for their playoff lives. They literally need to win next week to make the playoffs. If they lose next week, there is a scenario where they do not make the playoffs with 10 wins. I will feel bad for Cleveland Browns fans if that is the case. But I don't know if Kevin Stefanski was in there for a Coach of the Year, but based on this game, he should not be Coach of the Year, and that is my thoughts. I am more so mad at him than because, again, I've said it before, I don't think Baker can throw it 50 times, and you're going to win many games that way, but you have 2 stud running backs. You need to run the ball, and you didn't do it. That's a shame. Between those 2 guys, they should touch it at least. Hand off, not touch it because they got some passes, but they need to attempt, those 2 combined, 25 minimum rushing attempts. I'd say more like 30. They handed it 13 times. Those 2 carried it 13 times. I'm as pissed off as Browns fans should be right now. And yes, this is a Kevin Stefanski thing 100%. Congrats to the Jets. Stefanski, get your shit together because this can't happen. Because if you don't make the playoffs, I'm sure Browns fans are going to want your head.